Welcome back to the CounterStrike Casuals podcast. We are live. We're back. Episode 69. Say no more. I know the only time that number comes into my life on this podcast. Hey. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I said to my wife the other day, right?
What?
Not about this. I made like a real blatant dad joke, and I was like, do you think that just happens as soon as you become a dad, that you just get the shittest sense of humor and the worst dad jokes ever? Because
I've got mates our age that say dad jokes all the time and they don't have kids.
They don't have kids. It must be an age thing, and as soon as you get over 30, your sense of humor is just dead.
Yeah. I hear conversations of people my age sometimes, and I'm like, is that what I sound like?
Oh mate, I made some dad joke about that fat jab, that Ozempic thing, because everyone's on Ozempic, aren't they, on this fat jab, which interestingly looks a bit like the stim in CounterStrike. To bring it back to CS. Anyway, should we run the intro? Should we get into it?
Yeah, go on.
Oh bloody hell. Right, no effort about today because I'm gassed because it's 69. Right, first...
I just want to tell you a little story though before we talk about CounterStrike.
Oh, okay.
I just had an absolute mess. I just had a quick shower and the shower wasn't draining properly. Right, talk about dropping the soap. This is worse. It wasn't draining properly, so I took the little plug out the drain and I'm like fishing around for the hole, and you've got to kind of go in the hole and up. That's where the drain is. So I get my finger in, I'm trying to clear the gunk out. So I've got my finger like up inside the drain and I'm turning my finger around and it gets stuck. My hand gets stuck in the drain and I literally could not get my hand out of the drain. I'm just bent over in the shower with my finger stuck in the drain and I couldn't get it out. I nearly had to shout my wife.
Oh my god.
Didn't get it out, obviously. I'm here, don't worry.
You got that.
What would I have done?
You got that stank finger. That drain finger.
Yeah, it's obviously I washed it nice and clean now.
That is right. Anyway, you're this is a dirty podcast. This has started off dirty, mate, in a number of ways, physically and innuendo-y.
Let's clean it up.
Let's talk about some clean fun and terrorist killing, counter-terrorist. First events just started, and I just want to say a few things. It's really nice to have CounterStrike back. This bounty format, like all formats, are still a bit confusing for our casual heads. However, it's a bit interesting to mix it up and all this you can choose. I like the idea that teams can choose who they play. That's pretty cool. So let's see how it rides out. Because I saw on Twitter, whoever's playing Astralis, who the F is it? Someone picked Astralis and they were like we're coming.
Wildcard.
Yeah, wildcard, yeah, and they were like, we're coming for you, and giving them a bit of grief before. I like that.
So when did they pick them? Like, do they?
I don't know. Wildcard tweeted that yesterday, so maybe it was yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know. But the games today, wow, Liquid looks so much better. I know I only played 9 Pandas, but I watched a bit of them on Nuke, right? And Nerds just looks so good. Like, it must feel so much like there must be like a sense of relief over Twists and that lot. Like when the first map kicked off and Nerds is just there banging heads. I saw him do a cheeky 3k on pistol round, like just consistent, reliable, like everything Yakinda turned out not to be towards the end of his tenure. And I think, that's just, that team's just gonna I really hope they go on to just carry on how they did in that first game as a new team. 9 Pandas aren't exactly like the most stiffest competition, but with Liquid as well, sometimes you just feel like there's an inkling of are they just still going to bottle it a bit, you know? So it's good.
Yeah, I think that because Twist is an early in-game leader, and they feel like a young, newish team, which they kind of are. And I think Nerds, Yakinda had this ceiling that he hit now and again. Nerds has got a similar kind of ceiling to Yakinda, but he's way more consistent with it. He can hit it way more regular, and just watching him, you can just tell he's a consistent player, and it's an absolute godsend for them. Like him out fragging players like Twist and Naf is just a breath of fresh air for him, and I'm sure Twist is absolutely over the moon with it. And same as you, I hope they have a great tournament. JKS played well as well, which is annoying. I just said to you before the podcast, they will have a great tournament because I put Nerds and JKS in my fantasy team and then took them both out and put 2 Spirit players in instead. So
Well,
they're
that's
going to
not
have
a
a
bad
good
shout.
tournament.
Who did you put in from Spirit?
Well, Duncan Chopper, obviously.
Yeah,
What was it?
they're about to
Maybe.
beat Fnatic, so I'm sure.
Did they not beat them
Well, it's on
already?
I don't. Hang on.
They're going to beat them. Yeah,
They're going to
I
beat
thought-
them. It's on now. Oh, yeah, it's done. Yeah, they won. All right. Well, that's good. GG Liquid, GG Nerds. Heroic narrowly beat 3D Max 2-1. I don't know. I mean, Heroic. I was working at the time and I had it on the big screen in front of me, but I was actually genuinely working for once, and I caught a few rounds, and I couldn't quite decipher exactly what was happening. I saw some Pius whiffed a few, or kind of made a few dodgy.
He had a bad game.
Yeah, he made a few dodgy decisions from when I watched him. But that might just be like, you know, he's been out for a bit, and I don't know. He's probably feeling a bit of pressure. Like in that team, he will be expected to be the one, right? I guess he'll be the one that's expected to be the star, and so probably a bit of pressure there. But mate, I don't know what to make of that team now, Heroic. You know, let's see how that pans out.
Yes, I opened their page up the other day, and I was a little bit sad because I liked Heroic, and now I'm like, oh, don't really care about you guys anymore.
Well, we'll talk about them in a minute on the next topic because of the core, obviously, and we want to talk about that. So, then obviously we just said Spirit beat Fnatic, which I hadn't watched any. I mean, that was always going to be a 2-0, wasn't it? Really? I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't have expected anything different, and unsurprisingly, Donk did what he does, and Magic's carried on a bit of form from the major final. So, go on.
I've got a question for you.
Oh no.
Are you surprised Spirit didn't make any changes?
No. That's that.
So you're not surprised? Did you want them to? Do you think they should I say?
I don't think so. After winning the major, and I think you gotta go get this tournament, get the first couple of tournaments down. You know, then the first big one, see how it goes. But after you win a major, I don't know. I don't feel like you can make changes, but I wouldn't have. Magic's again performed well today, and he was the one piece that a lot of people were doubting, right? Before the major.
Well, I didn't watch it, I'll be honest, but he's the second lowest rated on the team.
On HOTV, he's second
just against
top.
Fnatic.
Second top of mine.
I mean overall for both games.
Okay, it's showing as he's the top, second top of mine, Magic's.
Oh, so what was that? Maybe I was looking at just nukes then. Oh, he was. I don't know what that was.
Anyway,
on the main screen, so when you just click on the matches.
Yeah, match stats, all maps, Magic's is there with a
maybe
rating.
That's his overall. Oh, that's his overall rating, isn't it? My bad.
Anyway, the other game though is interesting is FlyQuest MIBR. Not necessarily because we'd usually care too much about that result, but FlyQuest obviously got Regali in, and being an all-Australian team, bought the Romanian Orpa in, and he fit in right at home by the looks of it, put in a good performance, and actually them getting 2-0 against MIBR is not a bad result considering, really. I mean, you think that would be tighter, so yeah, fair play to them. GG.
So, can you try and explain this format to me?
Okay.
I know you don't know it super well, but I think it might be funny for you to try and explain it.
Well, I watched a video and I watched half the video back because I was like, what? And then, so you can challenge a team. So you get 2 sets of seeds. Let's call them good seed, bad seed. If you're on the bad seed side, you can challenge the good seed side. And depending on where those teams are seeded, they have a bounty from like 60,000 all the way down to whatever. If you So if I challenge your team because I'm the shitter team, I think I can win your money or half of it if I beat you. Then that goes on my pot, and that's what I'm guaranteed to win as a team, and so on and so forth until you get to the next round, which is
So you're guaranteed to win that money.
I believe so.
So let's say you take half and I've got 60k, so you get 30k. I'm left with 30. You're guaranteed to win 30. So what happens in the next set of games? You're guaranteed to win that 30k, so no one can take that off you.
Yeah. I don't know then the answer to the next bit. We need to watch that video again.
Yeah, we need someone like Striker on HLTV to kind of do his research.
Has he not already done that? I feel like he probably did it. Go listen to that podcast, guys. So
listen to us for some jokes, some dad jokes. Listen to them for info.
For actual CounterStrike analysis. We talked about heroic, and you and me were debating during the week. Well, no, you asked a question or today, it might have been today, I don't know, I'm losing track of time, about the idea of buying a core. So Heroic obviously bought this core, and whatever, we're not that excited about them, but as did Falcons, etc. And whether it's a good or bad thing for the Counter-Strike environment and the competitive environment. So, go on, you raised the question to me, but I'm going to Uno reverse it to you. What do you feel about it?
I
Should
really
teams
don't know.
be allowed to buy cores?
On the face of it, I don't like the fact that a team can just buy a core. So basically, just to explain it to people that might not know, I assume everyone does, but if you buy 3 players from a team that already have places in certain tournaments, like a major, you can buy 3 of their players, you then get their place at the tournaments. I don't know if I like it or not, because I think fair enough, it's still basically the same team, but it is getting a bit silly, and I do think it would be better for teams to not do that. For example, Falcons buying the core of Heroic, spending a lot of money doing that, is not necessarily going to make them a really good team. They could make a really good team if they wanted to.
But does it not benefit a team like Heroic, who have built that team up and then you would assume a good payday from it?
This is the thing as well. So I don't know if it's helping or hindering the smaller teams. So they're building their way up to get into a tournament, which now is even harder to do. What are we doing now? Are we just going to be stuck with the same players in every tournament forever? Because how are anyone else going to work their way into a core?
Infiltrate the things. Yeah, I think that the why they do it must be to be fair on the players, right? Like, let's say you, me, and one of our mates were plugging away and building and grinding, and we got into the breach to the majors, I guess, and then we went and we did it. It was us 3 that we were the core. We did it, and then we moved to Heroic, and then you're not in the next tournament for whatever. I guess it's to be fair, like us, then, if we were the players, to not just lose our ranking or our spot. So I guess it's a way of trying to protect that, and I guess that's the logic behind it, isn't it?
Or is it like to make it more even within the teams? So I don't know. Like, if you sell 3 of your players, you're just not going to have a spot in the major because you've not got the same team as you had previously. So it makes teams keep their players, but it's kind of doing the opposite now, because you're always going to have people with lots of money like Falcons. There's always going to be people like that with unlimited funds that can just buy cores. So I feel like I don't like it. I don't think it's good for the teams that actually do it, other than the fact that they're either paying to get sticker money. But having said that, I imagine the buyouts are more than the sticker money's worth anyway, so you're just literally just paying for spots. I guess it's for sponsors and things like that as well.
Yeah, Yeah, I get why you don't like it, and it's understandable, but I don't mind it. I feel like it's probably is needed. Otherwise, what are you trying to achieve as a like if you are a core of players, and often there is two or three together, isn't there, or people that
Surely
like
you
to,
just be the best team, and then you get your place in certain spots, certain tournaments. Like they don't have that in any other sports.
hmm, they don't have it in. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, let's say we're playing for a lower organisation and they don't have the nice facilities that like a Liquid or FaZe would have and stuff. But we deserve a move. It's to make sure that those achievements you've kind of built aren't just lost.
No, because then those teams you just mentioned just buy the core from your little organisation, and
Yeah, and
then you.
the little organisations get a payday, lose
Yeah,
the
but they
spot
never become good. Like they never become a
because they
big
lose the
organisation.
spot. Yeah. Um. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I don't mind it though. I kind of get weirdly. I can't pinpoint exactly why. I understand it happens, but I don't mind it.
I'm guessing it's happening because there's only 5 players on a team. So, and it's very easy to buy and sell 3 players. So if you get rid of your core, you shouldn't have a spot in that tournament. That's, I guess, why they're doing it. But is that fair? Um, I really don't know. It's difficult and it's a little bit weird. Um, I just feel like it shouldn't really happen. Like Falcons are completely relevant all the time, even if they're playing shit, just because they can just buy cores.
Yeah. No.
So like we talk about them nearly every podcast, but just because they keep buying cores, they're staying relevant even though they've achieved nothing.
Well, I think it's it's never going to go away, is it? And
Yeah, well, none of us have an answer for that, but it was something that just crossed my mind today, and I did want to get your opinions on it. So why not do it on the podcast?
absolutely. Well, fair play. Okay. Right, what else would I say? Right, okay, another thing I thought of, which I wanted to ask you, and we were playing Face It the other day, and I was like, why would it be good or bad if Valve introduced being able to actually buy util and kits as opposed to like you can now with the guns and stuff? But imagine you could buy someone a kit or someone actually buy someone a flash, rather than just buy it, drop it, and then you've used your allocation of nades. Or would the game just descend into mayhem with everyone having
Yeah,
well, it'd just be so much utility
too
everywhere.
much utility. Yeah, it'd be way too much utility.
What about a kit? Or is that just basically that would just basically mean that every single round there'd be full kits, wouldn't there? There'd be never any opportunity.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I like the way it is because I like having it just a diffuse kit. You can pick it up if someone dies, but you can't drop them for other people. I quite like that. Like if you've not got enough money, you've not got enough money. You
Yeah.
can't buy one. Your teammate has to die to pick it up. But like I rarely buy a diffuse kit. I just try and pick one up when you die.
Yeah, yeah, you're actually it's actually one of the few bad aspects of your game, actually, considering you are Mr. Utility. Like, you don't buy diffuse kits, and I often
Yeah.
would buy a diffuse kit. Um, the basically, I feel like this year they need to introduce some form of like, I don't know. There needs to be a change in the actual mechanics of the game again, in a way, like the nades and the another introducing the health stem kick or the Ozempic stick that they're using deathmatch. That actually could work in real gameplay. Would you be opposed to that if they introduced almost like a potion? What's the name for it? Health. Why can't I
If
get
you
words out? You know what I'm saying?
let's say your health went below um, 40 HP, and after a minute it could go up. Say another 20 or something like that.
What, just
I think
generated health? Is that what you're saying? You
no.
just
If you use
regenerate.
like if you could use like a stem thing, whatever, maybe, but it. a full. You've got to give someone credit for dealing damage to a player. And I think if a player is getting healed, like in Valorant or whatever, I don't think it's fair because you're taking away what that team has done. So if you've got a one-on-one duel with someone and you get them to 1 HP, they shouldn't then be rejuvenated to full health because it's just not fair because that was a close duel and that should be impacted in the game.
Yeah, but what if it was just like a stim? You get one stim pack. You can buy a stim pack.
Here we go.
And it's $2,000, so that's a lot of money, really. Like, you're probably giving up a gun or a lot of util, and you can't pick it up when you die, so you can't run over it and get it to someone. Everyone could buy one though if you really want, and it just gives you 50 health back, so not even full. Like,
don't know. I don't think I would like it, but that literally that's just my opinion. You get players like, I don't know, you land a good nade on someone and then they heal back up and it's like it was pointless throwing that nade. So I don't think I like it. And like I said earlier, if you make a good shot or you do a bit of damage to a player, you don't know what health he's on. I don't know.
I think it's just I'm at the point where I just need Train coming in and just Vertigo going out isn't enough because it's just Train for Vertigo. Well, Vertigo we avoided like the plague anyway, and Train is.
I hate to break it to you, mate, but CounterStrike's been pretty much fundamentally the same game for like 20 years.
I'm not saying that. I just think there needs to be more radical map over. Like they bring, instead of just Train for Vertigo, it should have been Train and Cash. And I would have brought back Overpass. Like, I still think Overpass should be in the map pool. It's just fucking good map, and it's different to all the other maps. And it should be.
They've got those other two maps that are obviously not in the map pool, but they brought them in, and I don't play them.
Yeah, what? Come on, we just want actual like maps, and or we need retakes back. You know, whatever. Just needs to be a bit more changes.
You need to play more fun CS and stop playing competitive. Like jump on some aim maps or something. That's what you need.
We should do. Maybe we should jump on some community service after this and have a go.
Remember, like I was thinking this back in the day. Like no, I just jump on, play competitive, leave. Back in the day, I used to be sat on servers, like go playing different mods, and you didn't have a choice of that. Like playing an actual match, you were just dossing about on servers, just.
Yeah, but there used to be loads of really good community servers. That's the difference. And again, if someone in the comments knows of good community servers now, then let's hop on. But there used to be proper communities made up of, 50 to 100 people there would always be, you'd have a favourite list, right? You'd have your server list and you have a favourites, and it's like I have like 5 on there that go join. From like my one was Axia. There was another one which was what was Moz's clan called? What are they called?
Oh, the DMG or no?
God. Anyway, so there was loads of these community servers that HMP. That's it. And you could, and they'd have the brilliant thing as well was they would have like public votes, wouldn't it, for the next map? Like
and they'd always have admins on.
Kick cheaters or dickheads. If anyone's actually just being a dick, they're like, yeah, you're gone. Like, this is, who cares? Also, a lot of the time we used to have like all talk on, didn't they? Do you already have all talk where you could just talk while you're on the other team or whatever? You didn't have to have died. You just talk.
Music. Or the sprays. What about custom sprays? Would you bring them back?
100%. 100%, mate. Because I used to have my little Diz logo and just spray that everywhere. Which like so cringe, but I'd bring that back and it would definitely be the CounterStrike Casuals logo. Yeah, I really enjoyed custom sprays. They were cool. I like them. Right. Those are the good old days of Condition Zero, man.
How did we even get onto that?
I don't know. Me talking about community servers. Let's talk. I want to make. Okay, well that can be my prediction. I've done this prediction board that you and me discussed. For listeners at home, Let me see if I can share the screen.
You
Yeah.
made a little jazzy board.
Have I made a little what?
Jazzy board.
Little jazzy board.
Predictions board.
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, little. So basically, this is for if we make a stupid claim. Yeah, which happens.
Which we do. Yep.
Yeah. This is to actually make a note of it and hold us accountable. Yeah. So let me see if I can. Sorry for clicking around. Actually, you would have thought I would have prepared this earlier. Let's see. Can you see that? See this little board?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Right. So I'm going to make the first prediction of this. So this is, you can tell I work in an office, because who gets enjoyment out of making tables? Me. I'm going to make this prediction, yeah, which is, oh my god. Bro.
Who predicts? Right, you're gonna have to read it out.
Right, today's date. Who's predicted it? Diz. I predict there will be a change to CounterStrike in 2025, which will be a new gun, new utility, or a change to the way the mechanics work.
How about a piece of utility that diffuses a smoke?
Was that not just a nade?
Like a HE, but it doesn't deal damage, so it might be a bit cheaper, and its literal only use is to diffuse a smoke.
What? It just cuts out the smoke immediately?
Or what about? Oh, I've got a good one. A water bomb.
Oh,
You
right,
throw it.
stop.
You throw it in a molly, and it puts the molly out.
Right, stop.
It looks like an actual water bomb as well.
Change
Water balloon.
to utility or new gun or new utility / change of mechanics.
Mate, that's a bit vague. Change
mechanics. You know what I'm getting at though. There's like a fundamental change in.
Yeah, it can't be like, oh, we've adjusted the movements or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's fine. It needs to be a substantial change. So that's my first prediction of this year. I've got another one while I'm on a roll.
Go on, man. While you're at it.
While we're at it, which I won't keep typing it because you don't see me doing all this admin. I'll just put it on after. Yeah. This one is related to FaZe, and we spoke about this briefly before, because since the last episode I've been sat and thinking about the Elise change and the ROPS change, and mate, it is sick that they've got Elise. I predict that in 2025 FaZe will reach a major final and Elise will be top 5 on HLTV at the end of the year.
Top 5?
Yeah. Oh, what do you reckon?
Give you that. I won't give you the finals because FaZe love a final.
So what, you think that one's quite an easy one, them getting to a final of a major? I mean, they've only got...
Of a major, yeah.
A major.
I mean, okay. Oh... Well, I'm gonna try and do a hotter take, and this is just like off the cuff, kind of doing it now.
Okay.
Just because I feel like I should, since you brought the board up, and it is kind of the start of the year still.
Yeah, 14 days, mate.
Navi are gonna fall. Navi are gonna have a bad year.
Okay. Just that in general. What, they're gonna... What's they gonna have? Their mice are gonna run out of battery, or how bad is it gonna be?
They're not gonna win a tournament this year.
They're not gonna win a single tournament this year. The best team in the world last year. Okay.
Yeah. Fine. They literally just won the best team in the world. 2 top 20 players. What was the height? Oh wait, 3 top 20 players.
Alexi B won RGL of the year and
RGL of the year.
Coach.
Blade coach of the year, in-game leader of the year, team of the year, and they're not going to win a tournament this year.
Okay, that's going on the board. Put it on the board.
And that's one we can keep track of easier as well. And I know it's a bold statement, but fuck it, that's what we're here for.
You're not going to die from making it. Put it that way, mate. All right.
The internet is a harsh place.
Well, if you do get threats we can easily pinpoint it from the very few people. I'm sure we can track them down and actually turn it back on them, and watch them squirm. Tomorrow's games, let's have a little quick look at that, okay? So tomorrow, Astralis wildcard. I mean, based on wildcard's performance at the major, that and Astralis being fucking Astralis and just being, I don't know. What are Astralis, man? Device is back again.
Mate, what is going on with Astralis?
I don't know.
It's Cadian's there, isn't he? That's his. I thought he'd gone for some reason.
You were saying Cadian's come out and said that when he joined Astralis, Yabby and Stam didn't even know.
Oh, so the report is that I think one of the owners of Astralis said this. It was on Talking Counter. They didn't ask Stown and Yabby or tell Stown and Yabby that Cadian was joining them. How awkward's that?
Yeah, it's just bizarre. What a weird way to do it. Just further symbol or sign or.
It's like me leaving this podcast to join a different podcast, and then them going, "Oh, by the way, we've got someone
announcing it,"
and then you just turn up.
and then yeah. Or me just turning up to do this podcast, and then it would just be you. This would just be it. Look, can you see? Just you. There'd be a black box. Mate, it's just a further sign of how poor the Astralis management and organisation is, though. Like they're just fucking weird. Like
Ruthless,
mate. They are tapped in the head.
Tapped in the head.
Tapped in the head. All right. Well, that's a dodgy game for Astralis wildcard, right? So, don't know.
Yeah, I'd go wildcard win that.
Mate, that'd be good. Saw big, don't really care. Falcons Ents. I mean, come on. That's a nice start for Falcons against that Ents team, to be fair. So
good little warm up game, isn't it?
Yeah, they should be that Vitality Metasport, which again, at one point you might have thought Metasport would be a bit of a danger, but they're not going to be for Vitality, are they? Especially that look Vitality, should be fine. Yeah. All right. Anything else you?
No, mate. I'm excited to see some games, though. I'm excited. CounterStrike is back.
You're going away, aren't you? You're going away this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to Ausland.
Mate, you should be supporting FlyQuest through this tournament.
Come on, the boys.
Mate, are you going to go over there and spread the word of FlyQuest?
Yeah, well, the game is going to be a funny time. They did get a 2-0 win today, didn't they?
Yeah, it might be ours. Good win for them, absolutely.
Maybe I'll grow a tash to support them.
Maybe. There will be horrible times for you. Well, what's the time? Where are you going in Australia?
I'm going to Melbourne. My brother's getting married, so I'm going over there.
Well, right now it's 8:17 in the morning. So bear in mind that last game just finished. That would have been 7 a.m. the last game finished. So yeah, you're not going to watch any of this CounterStrike, mate. You're excited to be on these games to be back, and see you later. You're not going to watch anything. Yeah, they'll start at 1 a.m. 2 a.m.
Yeah, but I'll be, mate. I'm sure I will live. I will be having a great time in Australia.
You will. All right. Well,
so there'll be no podcast next week then.
No podcast, is it? I might do some streaming. We'll see what mood I'm in. I might do some streaming or something. I'll keep some fun flowing. But yeah. All right. Well, listen. Let's wrap it up there. Thank you as always for tuning in, everyone. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment, everything. If there's anything you want to throw in the mix to talk about or ask us questions, do it, man. We just do this for bant. So let us know. We're here. Yeah. Anything else before you go on your away day to Melbourne?
Like, subscribe, leave us a review, leave us a rating. Love ya.
No.
Adios.
GG.